I know I've gone down this road before, where T. Higgins over the last year or so has, to me at least, he's come off as really professional, really likable, just by how he has handled the last year. You know, go back a year ago when the Bengals franchise tag him, you know, nobody's going to feel sorry for a guy who, all right, worst thing that happens is I make $21 million, but I'm sure on some level that's disappointing. You work really hard to be among the best at your position, among the very best at your craft. You've achieved free agency, or you're about to achieve free agency, which is something you achieve. You have to play for a long time in the NFL to do that. I know it just seems like 4 years. 4 years in the NFL is an eternity. You have defied the odds. And then the rug gets pulled out from underneath you, and not only do they franchise tag you, they really don't negotiate with you. And because of that, a year ago, a lot of us were wondering, what's T going to do? Is he going to raise a stink? When's he going to sign the franchise tag? And he did request a trade, but the trade request wasn't a sideshow. It didn't take on a life of its own. He made the request. The Bengals obviously didn't honor it, and understandably so. And then life went on. They get him to sign the franchise tag in June. Like, this wasn't even close to being a question when training camp started, because T. Higgins eliminated it as an issue. Yeah, I'm signing the tag. And then when he was asked about it, he sounded grateful. Look, man, I'm going to make $21 million this year. I'm good. The season starts. He plays his ass off. He authors one of the most iconic moments of the season, maybe the most iconic moment of the season. Not that a 9 and 8 year has that many iconic moments. With the two plays against the Denver Broncos, he handles every question about his future like a pro. He doesn't hold in. He doesn't hold out. He's at training camp practice. He's playing in preseason games. Like, there's a lot to like about that. And I know the dollars we're talking about here are dollar figures that you and I cannot relate to, but still, like, the dude handled himself like an absolute pro. And over this entire 4-year run, you know, I said this earlier, T. Higgins had to finish his rookie season, or go through his rookie season in 2020 when he was really good. A.J. Green was still on the team. And I'm sure there's a part of him thinking, like, dude, I am going to be the man. And then the next spring, they draft the man. And Jamar Chase takes off, and he's a star. And even in this past year where it's all about T. Higgins proving himself, Jamar Chase turns into the best wide receiver in the sport. And you don't get a hint of jealousy, of envy, of any of that from T. Higgins today. Like, today is a monumental moment in his life. How many of us would want to share it? How many of us would want to share it sitting next to someone who's going to be paid even more? How many of us would do that? Human nature dictates not many. Like, there's a part of all of us that would go, man, I get a press conference. This is my moment. The questions are about me. Instead, yeah, I'll sit here. I'll sit here next to a guy who plays the same position and is going to be making headlines for making a lot more money than me. And again, T. Higgins financially is fine. I think that says something about the guy. I do. And at the end of the day, you know, all we care about is whether or not the team wins, regardless of who plays for it. It makes it so much more fun when the guys you root for are easy people to root for. I think Jamar Chase is. I really think T. Higgins is.